Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Trishita Reads. I am Trishita and in this video I will be reading a few books from my fall TBR. I only have this much left. It is a very good progress, to be very honest. And yes, I am seeing myself finishing this TBR before the winter season ends. So I am very happy. As I have already seen in the title, I have my boyfriend with me in video call and he will be selecting my fall TBR, basically randomly choosing books for me. Do you want to say hi to my channel?
Yeah, hi guys.
Can you see all of the books here?
Yes, I can. Oh my god, so many books in it today, no? This is for 1 month.
No, till the time winter ends.
Till the time winter ends. How many books are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
15 books.
15 books. Okay. Okay.
So
So
I have a
tell me,
little
what should I do?
request. Okay, just do me a little bit favor and do not choose a thick book, please.
Okay, sure.
So can you see? Do you have a good
Yeah,
picture of
I
all
do
of the
have a good
books?
view. Yes, absolutely.
So select the
Choose
first one.
in second row from your right, third one.
Right, third. This one.
Yeah,
This one.
right.
One second. This one, right?
This one, yeah.
Okay. We have the first book. Okay, I forgot to tell you, we will be selecting 3 books, okay, this time, because I don't want
Three
to
books,
burn
okay.
out myself when, I'm reading all of the books because I'm reading back to back to back. I want to have a small
Okay.
space for my mood sheets, so that's it.
Okay, sure. The second one would be first row from your left, the fourth one.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that's the middle one, yeah.
The star one, right? Okay. We have the second book. I think this is a Holly Black book. We'll see. The
Yeah, the
third
last one,
book.
right?
The third book.
The first one, the first book, from in the no, the second shelf from your left, the first one.
This
Yeah.
one. This one.
From your left.
This one.
This
This
is
is
the
right, bro. Oh, okay. You're right, my left. Okay. This one, right?
Yeah, this one.
Look,
Nice.
this is the third book. Thank you so much for choosing all of these 3 books.
Most welcome.
Thank you for making this challenge fun and beautiful because you're here.
Because I'm fun.
Chalo, I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Tata. I have gone a little light on myself in this video because I know that I will end up in a burnout if I continue reading books back to back to back, because the last challenge was a little bit hectic and I want to give myself a little bit breeze in the last week of November. So I am here with 3 books that my boyfriend graciously chose for me. So let's see what books I am reading in this week. Here goes the first one. He was very kind and chose only thin books. Really grateful because I'm not in a mood to read very thick books currently. So I hope that it works in favor of me. We have, okay, Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. Already we are starting this video with such a great start. After I finished reading The Shadows Between Us, I already knew that I will be loving the works of Tricia Levenseller, and hence I was very excited to read this book and it finally came. I am so happy with his choice. I'm so grateful, and this is definitely going to be a very good reading week. Now coming to the next book he chose, I think this is a Holly Black book, but let's see. Because before I have been very wrong with my assumptions. Let's see if I embarrass myself anymore or not. Okay. We have, okay, this is a Holly Black book. We have The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. Again, another fantasy, and yes, definitely, I am very excited to read this one as well. I have been waiting to get this book, to be very honest, because people have been raving about this book all over social media, and I have read a lot of good reviews about this book. I have read only one work of Holly Black before, and it was The Cruel Prince, even though it was a mid read for me, but I'm still very excited to read this one. But I am also scared because I have two fantasies to cover this week now. Coming up with the third book that I will be reading this week, we have Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. Oh my god, this TBR is just perfect. I have a beautiful, beautiful romance to read, and it also has a few thrill elements as well. We have two fantasies and a romance novel. This sounds like a perfect TBR for me. So without any further ado, let's start reading. Welcome to the first day of the vlog, and I decided to read The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I started reading the book in the morning itself, but I wanted to wait for a little bit to understand what is going on in the book, then give you guys an update. And currently I am at page number 104. I'll start with chapter 6. I'll read the blurb to you guys to tell you about the book, because I don't think that I'm in a position to tell you anything about the book at all right now, because things are happening and I'm not understanding what is happening. So here we go. 8 years have passed since the Battle of the Serpent. But in the icy north, Lady Nor of the Court of Teeth has reclaimed the Ice Needle Citadel. There, she is using an ancient relic to create monsters of stick and snow who will do her bidding and exact her revenge. Suen, child queen of the Court of Teeth and the one person with power over her mother, fled to the human world where she lives feral in the woods. Oak, now 17, is charming, beautiful, and manipulative. He is on a mission that will lead him into the citadel, and he wants Suren's help. But if she agrees, it will mean guarding her heart against the boy she once knew and a prince she cannot trust, as well as confronting all the horrors she thought she had left behind. The blurb definitely sounds promising. Even though this is a fantasy novel, this is not a flowery fantasy novel, I must say. This is a dark fantasy novel. Very gruesome things are happening, and from the very beginning it is happening. So I am just absorbing everything. I am just letting my mind open and get into the world of this book, because this one has not only fairies but so many other different creatures. I am somehow getting confused because this is just the beginning, and this book does not have any glossary, so it is making it a little bit difficult to remember one character that came 4 chapters ago and then is reappearing again. So yes, I'm taking my time. I'll just wait and see what happens. It is currently 6:30 p.m. and I do not have any work to do right now, so I'll start reading this book and let's see how much I can finish before today ends. I'll give you guys an update tomorrow morning. Till then, stay tuned. Bye. Hi guys, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another day of the vlog. I am recording like this because my phone has literally died. It is currently charging right now and I have to strictly start working. So I thought of giving you guys an update, and let me tell you, I DNF'd a book. I have DNF'd The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I don't know what was happening with this book. I was not able to understand the head or two of this one. I don't want to spend any more time on this book, and when I updated on Instagram that I'm not understanding anything, people started saying that I need to read the Cruel Prince trilogy to read this one. And then I was like, okay, this is a separate series, but it is interconnected somehow. And I did not like reading The Cruel Prince, so I'm not gonna continue with that series. So what is the point of me reading a book and not understanding anything? So I DNF'd it. I did not know what was going on. There were so many characters and they were doing things that were not of any meaning, and I simply couldn't care. I simply didn't care. After a point, I reached till page number 204. So I did give this book a try. I was almost about to finish it, but then I was like, why I'm wasting my time on a book that I am not understanding anything about? You know, I am a little sad because when it comes to fantasy books, we see romanticities more nowadays, but this one does not have those elements. There was romance, but that was also kind of problematic, you can say, because there was no chemistry. Suddenly the characters were kissing and I was like, what is happening? Why are they doing this? There was no friendships shown. There was no bond forming shown in this book, and I'm very sad. You know, why do I have to read another trilogy to understand what is happening in the first book of a series? Unfortunately, this this book is not my cup of tea. Life is too short to read books that you don't like, and when you don't understand anything about the book, you don't read it. Okay, now that we are done with my DNFing story, I am willing to start a new book after I finish my work. I have thought of starting Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller because I am already accustomed with the writings of Tricia Levenseller, and I really loved her previous work. I read The Shadows Between Us and really liked it, so I'm having hopes from this one. I'll update you guys in the evening about my reading progress. Till then, stay tuned, and I sincerely hope that this book does not disappoint me because the last 3 books that I'm reading are very disappointing and I'm not liking it. I want a good book. I want to read a good book, but let's see what happens. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to the evening update. It is currently 8 p.m. and I have a significant progress to share with you guys. I am currently at page number 184. Here we go. And please do not judge me. I am using a coaster as a bookmark, but that's what makes us readers, right? We use anything and everything that can be used as a bookmark apart from a bookmark when it comes to bookmarking a book. I hope that sentence made some sense. Let me tell you a little bit about this book. This book is about, obviously from the title of the book, you can already guess, the daughter of the Pirate King, and her name is Alosa. She is 17 years old and she is on a mission to acquire something from her enemies. She has planned every single step. The first step is to get kidnapped by her enemies and being captivated in their ship, and that's what exactly happens. Now you might think, what was that mission that made Alosa jump into the lion's den? The mission is given by her father and she has to basically retrieve a map that will lead to a hidden part of the world that has all of the ancient treasures that you can ever imagine, and obviously the Pirate King wants to loot that place. But this is an almost impossible task and he can only trust his daughter to fulfill this task because he has trained Alosa from childhood and she knows how to handle each and every situation. The only problem of Alosa fulfilling the task is Raiden. He is becoming a hurdle to pass because even though Raiden is a pirate, he is quite different from all of the ruthless and heartless pirates that we have seen, and Alosa is kind of forming a soft corner for him. So it is kind of becoming a challenge for her to not fall in love with him and finish the task. So stakes are very high. Alosa needs to fulfill the task, otherwise she has to face a lot more severe consequences from her father, and she does not want that. She wants her father's approval and admiration, and on the other hand she also does not want to break Raiden's heart. So let's see what happens and let's see what she chooses. Now coming to what I am feeling about this book, it is okayish. I mean, it is obviously a middle grade book, so the characters are teenagers, and with respect to that I am loving them. Alosa is witty, Alosa has humor, Alosa has ruthlessness, and in some places also she is becoming soft for Raiden. She is also getting shocked that okay, this is something that I can feel for someone, and I am really loving her character, reading about her character, her traits, how she is thinking. And on the other hand, I am also liking Raiden as well. Raiden not only has sympathy, but Raiden also is very loyal to his brother because of some circumstances that I cannot talk about in this video because that will contain spoilers. On one hand, he is becoming soft towards Alosa, and on the other hand, he knows that he will never ever betray his brother. So he is also in a dilemma, but he doesn't know what Alosa's mission is, so he is only taking her as a prisoner. Now that's quite interesting to read about, and since the book is a middle grade novel, it is flying super fast. To be very honest guys, this is not that groundbreaking or this is not that extravagantly good novel that I will feel to recommend. Okay, so my thoughts till now is that this is an average book with a good plot. The characters and everyone are good, the plot execution is good, but it is not clicking with me right now. I am not hating this book, but I am also not loving this book to the extent where I go crazy about it. But I will definitely be finishing this book. The last book was an atrocity. I cannot even tell you guys how bad that book was for me. That also made me a little bit demotivated in the beginning of this vlog only, and I'm trying to change that. I want to read something good, but I only have this one and Love in the Time of Serial Killers. Let's see what happens. Bye. Hi guys, good morning to the new day of the vlog, and I guess this will be the last day of the vlog because guess what, I finished reading The Daughter of the Pirate King last night, and I have also started reading Love in the Times of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson, and I am currently at page number 66. So let me tell you about my rating of this book first. I am giving this book 3 stars. This book is definitely a good middle grade novel, no spice at all, but unfortunately I could not relate to the characters that much. There are some loopholes that were there in this book and I don't know what will happen in the next book. I also have the next book in the series, so I do want to read that as well because this book has ended in a cliffhanger and there are some characteristic traits of Raiden that I am still confused about. There are also some characteristic traits of Alosa that are quite questionable. This book also talks about childhood trauma and how parents, if they want, can be so controlling that they can influence your whole life choices. There are some things that you can definitely cherish from this book. There are some things that you can take as a lesson from this book. But after reading Powerless and Reckless, I have that hangover and that is somehow affecting my reads as well. After reading Reckless, all of the books that I have read so far are either average reads or bad reads. So I don't know what's happening, but I am happy that I finished this book. And now coming to the story of this one, the main character of this book is Phoebe Walsh and she is pursuing her PhD. She is writing her dissertation and its topic is serial killers, and that is the reason why she is researching a lot. She is listening to a lot of documentaries to gather more information about her subject matter as well, and that is somehow affecting her mind also. She is getting speculative about all of the people around her and the only thing that comes in mind when it comes to strangers is negative thoughts. So when she decides to shift to her father's place to sell all of the things off, and in the middle of the night when she reaches the apartment and sees her neighbor, the first thing that comes to her mind is that he must be a serial killer. But the neighbor, Sam Dennings, is actually a very sweet and caring neighbor and a good human being also, because he offered a hand of help to her to remove the furniture from her car, which she declines because she was skeptical. She does not want to be a victim, and that is the reason why their first interaction was very awkward. On the other hand, after her father passed away, Phoebe is also in a position where she does not know what to think about her father's loss because she was not that close with her father. After her parents divorced, Phoebe went with her mother, and because of that, her bond with her father was not that great. So she does feel sorrow, she does feel grief of losing a father, but she also cannot deny the fact that she used to hate him when he was alive. Now the question is, will Phoebe give Sam that place in her mind where he is not a serial killer, even after her accusing him to be a serial killer in her mind for multiple times? That's what we are going to see in this book, and till now I am liking how Phoebe is confronting with her feelings, her emotions, and how it is kind of frustrating when everyone around you is giving sympathy and you just don't want sympathy from anyone. All of the people who are giving her sympathy are her well-wishers, so she cannot also go and say, don't give me any kind of sympathy. She cannot be rude to them as well. Apart from her, we have been introduced to her brother's character, his girlfriend's character, and Sam's character. That's the update for now. I am planning to finish this book by today, but let's see what happens. I'll update you guys in the evening. Stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome to a late night update and the closing segment of this video because I finished reading Love in the Times of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson, and I really loved reading this book. I really loved how mature the relationship was between Phoebe and Sam and how maturely they handle the situations that every adult goes through. If you are in your 20s, you will really relate to this book because we all are going through an existential crisis, you can say, where we are doing something for ourselves, for our professional growth, but we are also kind of clueless what we are doing in our lives, and that is something that is explained in this book, and I really loved that. Along with that, I really loved how Phoebe's brother's relationship was in this book. I really loved his girlfriend as well in this novel, and I also really loved how realistic the approach was in this relationship and how the author has explained all of the situations in this book so beautifully that it felt like a real life story. It did not feel like that I'm reading a novel, and it was so good. I really loved reading it, and I am giving this book 4 stars. So this week went a little differently. I finished reading all of these 3 books. I started reading a book that I absolutely did not like. I DNF'd it, and then I read a book that was a mediocre read for me. I gave this book 3 stars, and then I read a book that was a banger. I gave this book 4 stars. I was a little bit sad at the beginning of this video because I DNF'd a book and I was demotivated as well to read any more books, but I kept going. I finished reading The Daughter of the Pirate King, which was was a mid read for me, and it went up and up, and I got my 4-star read for this week. So I will recommend only one book in this video for you guys, and that is Love in the Time of Serial Killers. And with that note, I have made a small dent in my fall TBR. I'm really happy about it, and I see myself finishing all of the books from my fall TBR by the end of February. If you enjoyed watching this video, then consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. It really motivates me a lot. And let me know in the comments down below what was the last book you DNF'd. I will really love to hear your thoughts about DNFing books. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, turn those pages and start reading. Bye!